What is Islam?
The Arabic word Islam means submission and derives from a word meaning peace.
Islam guarantees Muslim society peace in all areas.
Islam is a religion of peace, compassion and mercy,
which calls for the rejection of cruelty and hardness of heart.
Islam is both a religion and a complete way of life.
It invites all its followers to take the model of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him.
1 out of every 5 persons on this earth is a Muslim.
It's one of the fastest growing religion in the world.
Why is Islam criticized so much?
Seriously, why?
People say that Islam supports terrorism.
But do you know what Allah said about terrorism?
If anyone killed a person not in retaliation of murder and or to spread mischief in the lands, would be considered as if he killed all mankind.
Since the attacks of 9/11 in the United States by some people who call themselves Muslims,
confusion can be done between Islam and terrorism.
So that will make Western people believe or think that Islam is a religion of violence.
The religion of violence?
Islam has nothing to do with the extremely grave events that happen every day since forever.
Islam is a religion that is completely against terrorism.
But unfortunately,
people give a bad image to Islam nowadays,
especially through media, which plays an important role.
Islam is the most misunderstood religion
because of stereotypes.
Try typing Muslims on Google Images and you'll see the results. So to fix these misconceptions, stereotypes must disappear.
Not all Muslim women wear niqab.
Why wear niqab? I'm a Muslim, but I don't wear niqab.
I don't wear niqab either.
Not all Muslim men have beard.
Not all Muslims are Arabs.
I mean, Muslims are from everywhere.
And what about Islamophobia?
Some people freak out when they know that you're a Muslim.
But they shouldn't freak out. We are all equal.
We are all human beings.
So basically, stereotypes do create misconceptions about Islam.
A German Muslim scholar answers in a live TV show seen by millions of people.
He was asked about terrorism and Islam and he said,
who started the First World War?
Who started the Second World War?
Who killed about 20 million Aborigines in Australia?
Who sent the nuclear bombs to Hiroshima and Nagasaki?
Who killed more than 50 million Indians in South America?
Who took about 180 million Africans as slaves, whom 88% died and were thrown into the Atlantic Ocean?
And who killed more than 100 millions of Indians in North America?
Was it Muslims? No, they weren't Muslims.
First, you have to define terrorism properly.
If a non-Muslim does something bad, it is a crime.
But if a Muslim commits the same act, he's a terrorist.
First, remove this double standard and come to the point.
Islam is a religion of mercy.
It prohibits killing innocent people during combat. Women, children, elderly, non-hostile people, priests, whether sick or crazy.
And the doors of forgiveness are always open for those who ask for it.
So how can you say that Islam is not a religion of mercy?
Allah taught us to never despair or lose hope.
Because He's always there for us and will always forgive us.
The problem is in some Muslims, not in their religion itself.
Muslims aren't perfect.
Islam is...
Don't get confused.
There's nothing new about hatred.
If God Himself has haters,
Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, has haters.
Then it's absolutely normal that the religion itself have haters too. You know why we take the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, as a model of a perfect lifestyle?
He talked softly,
Walked humbly,
ate sensibly,
dressed properly,
interacted politely,
acted fearlessly,
worked passionately,
respected neighbors appropriately,
earned honestly.
And a bunch of other perfect attitudes.
In fact, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, has always been the most influential man in history.
Let's talk about people who say that the Prophet Muhammad was pedophile because he married Aisha when she was 9.
First, we have to put the events into context.
marriage with a girl who reaches biological maturity, but being younger than 15 years old is prohibited by law age today.
But 1400 years ago, it wasn't the same.
It was only based on the biological maturity. Age did not matter.
A companion tells about the period after the death of the Prophet, may peace be upon him. Whenever we, companions of the Prophet, found difficulty in understanding the regulations of Islam, we found out the knowledge about it from Aisha.
The Prophet Muhammad didn't marry 9 women because he has the desire in women.
It was an order from Allah and the way of sharing Islam in a lot of tribes with a lot of people.
Muhammad, peace be upon him, treated his wives equally and peacefully.
Some people say that Islam doesn't respect women, but they don't know the reality.
Women's rights in Islam are like men's.
Women have the right to inherit, to give, to bequeath, incur debt, acquire, contract, sue. They have all the rights.
No one forced me to wear hijab.
I chose to.
Didn't Virgin Mary always appear veiled?
If a girl is free to show her body,
Then isn't she free to cover it?
she also has the right to choose her husband and remarry after being divorced.
The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "The best of you in character is the best to his wife."
And he was the best to his wife.
It's not an obligation for the woman to work, it's the man's responsibility to give her all her needs.
If a man were to refuse to give her her needs, it is considered a grave sin.
Moreover, if she will work, the money belongs to her and the man has no right over her money.
Violence against women, Islam says no.
So we don't think that anyone can say that women has no rights in Islam.
Regardless to race, color, nationality, religion, or whatever difference, Islam recognizes rights to all human beings.
Maybe we don't have the same religion, but we have the same origin.
As a conclusion, we want you to know that Islam is perfect.
The Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, is perfect.
But Muslims aren't.
If we make a mistake,
Blame it on us.
Not on Islam.
If you want to learn about Islam,
go study Islam from the Quran.
Don't study Muslims.
Read.
Before
you
Speak.